Hey there, happy day 1106 of What You Up To Now. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, documenting my journey as I transition from the brick and mortar world to the online world. From, oh my gosh, I don't know, 47 years of businesses. I started my first business when I was 13. So 47 years, gonna be, probably 48 this year because I got a birthday coming up. But a lot of years in business, different businesses, all different industries, different businesses. I figured like at least 27 or so different businesses and industries I've been in the real world, the brick and mortar world. And I didn't even count. I haven't counted since I came online. I came online, I started learning in 2017 a lot. I had the opportunity after my divorce, and we finally divested ourselves of all of our co-owned businesses together and jointly owned businesses and assets. I found myself with a decision to make. I could decide what I wanted to do. It wasn't really old enough to retire, so I didn't want to retire and just be done working, although probably should have traveled around the world before my vision got really funky and wonky. But I'm going to still do some of that. I'm still going to, when the world opens up again and we can travel again, I'm definitely going to do some of that. I'm going to go see what I can see while I can still see it, if that makes sense. But waiting for the world to open up a little bit more with the whole COVID restrictions and things. So today, day 7 of our Get Up and Go challenge, doing another Get Up and Go challenge, month of February, a little into March, because I like to do 30 plus day challenges. So they're always a 31 day challenge. So today was one of my favorite exercises, and it didn't used to be one of my favorite exercises, but as of last year, it is. And it's something I learned actually from Dean Graziosi. Now, I've learned a version of this for, I don't know, decades earlier, but I always use the 5 whys, 5 questions why. You'd ask yourself, you'd say, well, what do I want? And then you'd ask yourself a series of 5 why questions. If you've ever hung around a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old, as soon as they can say the word why, they ask it like, I don't know how many thousands of times a 2-year-old or to 2 or to 3-year-old asks the question why, but it's a lot. I experienced it with my last granddaughter, and it reminded me that I went through it with my kids and my nephews and nieces, and it's just, it's how we grow, how we learn, is by asking the question why, so we understand how things work. Well, last year, beginning of the year, before COVID hit, I learned from Dean Graziosi what he calls the 7 whys. And the 7 whys are the same exercise, but instead of asking 5 whys, you actually add 2 more whys and you go 2 more levels deeper. And like Dean, I didn't think it would really make a difference, but it's made a huge difference. It allows me and everybody else I've taught it to tap into the subconscious level of what's really going on and driving our desire to do things. Why do we really, really want things? Because until we get down to that emotional desire, that emotional reason we want something, we can be deterred. We can be knocked off our path. We won't necessarily go for that thing that we're saying that we want, because there's always something that can tip us over until we get to that real emotional driving force that causes us to want to do something or be something or have something. Think of anything that you want, anything you've wanted in the past, and if you had a really strong emotionally connected reason for wanting it or doing it, chances are you made that happen in your life. If you didn't, if you just had a kind of wishy-washy, I'm going to try this out, I'm going to see how it works, I might learn how to play tennis, and then you have a couple good experiences, so you do it for a while longer, and then you decide, oh, it's too much work to learn, I don't want to do it, and then you let go of it because you didn't have a strong enough why. But if you wanted to learn to play tennis and be a good tennis player and compete, and you had a strong reason why, because you had your sense of identity and self-esteem tied into that, and it made you feel good when you won, and you felt like it was something that you could continually improve in, whatever your reasons why, the more of those reasons why and the deeper you go. And if you can hook it to an emotion, like say the reason, if you go down 7 layers, you find out is the reason is you want your mom or your dad to be proud of you because you felt like they've never really been proud of you, or whatever the reason might be. But it'll bring up, I guarantee it will bring up deep-seated emotional stuff from your subconscious that's been impacting you all these years that you didn't even know about. I've really, over the last year and a half, done this exercise a lot. I've got my notes here. I've done it a lot in every area and aspect of my life. Ignore the top part, but I did this great graphic yesterday backwards. I wrote backwards so it would show up forward when I use my recording, my phone. I record on my phone, which is an Android, and Android doesn't have the ability to flip things around like the iPhones do. Now, I did discover a couple of days ago that if I record on StreamYard, it will automatically flip the text for me as well. But I haven't committed to wanting to go full force on StreamYard for my videos. It's pretty convenient to do them on Facebook Live, so that is how I do them. So why was a big question today. Our idiom for supersize your business was good things come to those who wait. And I believe that. I think that there are certain things we need to wait for, but I love Abraham Lincoln's take on that, where he says, yeah, usually the good things are just the leftovers, though, of the people that are out hustling and working toward the things that they want. And I agree with that 100%, that there's a balance between waiting. If you're waiting to get started, that's probably not a good idea. But if you're waiting in line at your favorite restaurant because you really, really want to eat there and have a great experience, then that's probably worth the wait. Especially, I think that as things open up, we'll be more willing to be patient and wait than we ever have been in the past, because we'll be so grateful for the experiences that we can have, given how lockdown and shutdown and control we've been over the last year. Not quite a year yet. It's going to be a year pretty soon. So that, and our challenge for centering today, I don't even remember what that was. It's been so long ago. A small daily task. So I love this one because I totally believe in single daily action. And if we can make habits and routines out of certain things that we want to create in our life, we can guarantee eventually we'll get the result that we want. And if we're patient about it, and it's not a huge deal, we don't want to rush it. If we do single daily actions, that's why I believe in this one thing a day, everything. I've done it for years and broken things down into small daily tasks, but it's just so powerful. We underestimate the power of doing something daily, doing a small habit. And my son had listened to, I don't remember who teaches it, but somebody taught about making your bed every day. And I've gone through phases where I've made my bed and not made my bed every morning when I get up. And I don't know, it was probably year before last, he reminded me of that and how important that was. And I started committing to every day, the first thing I do when I get out of bed is I make my bed. Even before I go to the bathroom, brush my teeth, or do anything else that's part of my morning routine, I make my bed right off the bat. The alarm clock goes off, or the phone goes off, I'm up, bed, boom, the rest of my morning routine. And I didn't think it would make a difference, but psychologically, something as simple as that makes a huge difference, because we've already begun our day winning. We've already successfully accomplished a task and done something positive for us in our life, because it feels so nice to hop in a nice, beautifully made bed at the end of the day. That's part of my wind down routine, right? Is enjoying just being able to crawl into that beautifully made bed. So we set ourselves up for winning, not only the beginning, but the end of the day, by doing something as simple as making our bed. So you don't have to make your bed. I mean, like I said, I've gone in and out of that for years. And sometimes I just was busy and I'd be late and I would just run out the door after my, minimal getting ready to get to be where I needed to be based on my commitments to other people. And I didn't always make my bed. But something as simple as that, believe it or not, can make a huge difference. And, people are like, I don't have time for a morning routine. I don't have time for an evening routine. I don't have time to have good habits. Guess what? If you had good habits, you'd have plenty of time for those habits, because you'd be freeing up all the time that you're wasting on not having habits, not having routines, and having bad habits. At least that's been my lessons learned over the years. So that's what I've got today. I've got a bunch of stuff going on. I had a brand new grandbaby yesterday, so I'm pretty excited and stoked about that. She's absolutely beautiful. Looks like her daddy. I think looks like my daughter as well, but she definitely looks like her daddy. I don't think they have a name yet, so I'm excited to hear when they have a name. They might have texted me while I was making videos this morning, although I doubt they're awake yet. We'll see. They're going to be in the hospital for a few days due to a couple of little complications, but everybody's doing well, so that I'm much relieved, and that makes me feel grateful and happy. If you have any questions, if I can help you in any way, anything about business, processes, systems, offline businesses as well as online businesses, just hit me up in the comments below. I might not have the perfect answer for you, but I guarantee I can help hook you up with the person that does. Have an amazing day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow.